In this video, I want to introduce you to our first major assignment in the class, the inquiry portfolio. So this portfolio is designed to help you begin the research process, to learn about research itself, to learn how to find sources, how to evaluate the effectiveness of those sources, how to properly cite those sources using MLA documentation style, how to understand the sources that you're finding, and so that you can begin to plan how you will use those in your upcoming argument in major assignment number 3. So in our course under learning content and assignment Dropbox, you'll find all of our major assignments. And inside major assignment 1 folder, you'll find the first link is a link to the assignment itself, the inquiry portfolio assignment. So each assignment is set up with a rationale at the top to explain to you the purpose of the assignment and then the basic assignment. So the basic assignment is that you're creating a portfolio. Now, traditionally, that would be like a paper folder with files in it. We're going to do a digital portfolio in Google Drive, which you will see later, where you have different pieces of the research process in that folder that will reflect your process, collecting a range of sources related to an issue you can use to build an argument later, providing evidence of your engaging with that source and what we'll call writing to learn strategies, a bibliography of 5 sources in MLA style, research question pre-write, and a cover letter. So you'll see in the assignment an explanation of how the course learning outcomes are aligning there. You'll see also guidelines about the purpose of the assignment, to work on effective writing strategies, research skills, writing as a collaborative process, and composing in electronic environments. Your audience will actually be you. And of course, it's your instructor who's going to look over your work, but the purpose of this portfolio is to help you begin to process some research related to a topic of your choice. And then you'll have a writing to learn response for each source. And you have lots of choices in terms of what you do for writing to learn. Writing to learn is an informal strategy for responding to something you're reading to begin to make sense of it. And back in major assignment 1, you're going to see there are lots of choices here for what you can do for writing to learn. You can make them all the same. All 5 sources can have the same type of writing to learn, or you can experiment with different ones. And I'm going to show you some examples in a minute. You'll have a bibliography. You'll actually have in your bibliography all 5 of your sources that should be credible, accurate, and reliable. And you're going to have different source types. We're going to walk through that in the class as well. And then you'll have a cover letter. And the cover letter is going to be 2 parts. The first part is reflecting on what you learned about the research process while working on this portfolio. And the second part of the cover letter is a proposal where you say, here's how I think I will use it to write my argument for the course. And there are questions there to guide you. There are guidelines for how you're going to set this up. You're going to set it up like you would an MLA paper. And then you have submission guidelines. We're actually going to submit your portfolio in what I'm going to call installments, but essentially you will do this in a process format. You may remember in the navigation video that I explained to you that there would be a quote guided process in this course. This is so that I can give you feedback as an instructor each week on those installments. And finally, you'll see a grading rubric here for how the portfolio is graded. So let me go back to the assignment itself. We have some resources as we walk through the class and we talk about peer review or scholarly versus popular sources. You'll be linked to these as we work through those in the class. And then you're also going to see 4 sample portfolios below. These are 4 very different topics. And if you click on them, they're going to take you to a Google Drive. And the student has agreed to let you look at the portfolio. And you'll see that part of the portfolio is named. So if I click here, it's going to open a bibliography for me where I can see sources that she used in her research. Now, she went back later and marked that one out as she was working on her paper, but that would have not been marked out when she submitted it. You'll see a concept map, so you can see what that looks like. So I'm going to scroll down. You can see she drew hers on a piece of paper and then just took a photo and inserted it into a Google Doc. And you'll see, for example, a writing to learn activity. So she has a source here. And then she has the article. And what she's done is used insert comment to kind of annotate it as she reads. So this would be a version of annotation. And if you click through her sources, you'll see, I'm trying to remember if Helena has, it's like she does a lot of annotation in hers. She also does, this is called double entry journal. So there are 2 columns here, and you'll see this as an option above. Double entry journal as an option. I'll introduce you to this as well. So in the left-hand side of this page, she's created a table. These are notes from the source. This is a quote from the source. Notice that she puts quotation marks around it and the page number so she doesn't plagiarize it. And in the right-hand side, she's responding with her thoughts about that source. So this is why we call it double entry. The left-hand entry is the text, and the right-hand or doubled entry is her response to that. So these are examples of writing to learn. And if you look in the assignment itself, you're going to see other students' portfolios, and you'll see that they did different writing to learn strategies. Here's one where Grace did a double entry journal. And you'll notice that each student uses different writing to learn strategies. She's also tried here annotating to their, based on the source and the style that they wanted to use in responding to that. So you'll find those sample portfolios here under the assignment itself. We will start working through that inquiry portfolio in week 1 of our course.